5150 interview series here, lovely Glendale. I forgot how much I hated this city, but anyways, lovely Glendale here with John of Conan.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome back to the United States.
Thanks very much.
Good to be here. This is a very pleasant surprise on this tour.
It's cool. Change of venue, you know, like we were discussing just earlier. This place is quite upmarket, isn't it?
You like the chandeliers?
Yeah, man. That's why we asked for them specifically.
I wonder how long they'll stay once you fucking your amps are on.
Well, we're going to steal them at the end anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Put them in the bus.
Conan is touring the United States. The last time you were here was last year. We had you lovely downtown gentrified Los Angeles.
Yep.
Prior to the Trump win, and now you're here. How do you feel about being here in the United States under all this chaos and bedlam?
Well, actually, totally cool. It doesn't seem any different. Our border crossing was easier than last time. I mean, we've got a visa, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't think
you're not Muslim.
Well, they didn't even ask us one question coming through. So last time we got quizzed a little bit, but it was totally cool. You know, this is our third tour now in the USA in 3 years, and we've enjoyed everyone. So, you know, we're just getting started tonight. We're absolutely shattered. We only landed yesterday. I drunk too much last night and didn't really sleep very well. So today, I mean, I don't know what way is up at the moment. I think it's like 3 a.m. for me right now. So I'm really tired, but feel great. Looking forward to playing.
Conan fans, probably?
Yeah, they're running away, actually, so that's about right.
Let's get into it. One of the you mentioned this is the third tour for Conan. I've noticed that your demographic is growing more and more as the band is being recognized, and it's really venturing out towards different sort of demographics, I would say. Your music's appealing to different types of people. How do you like that?
Well, of course, that's great. You know,
as long as they buy the merch.
Well, yeah, but as long as they're into the music, you know, genuinely, then that's awesome. you know, we're a band that works hard, so I think it's only natural, really, that you'll attract more people who like you, and that's cool. You know, we get to play bigger venues, get to play to bigger crowds, and that's thrilling. You know, and it's why you do it, really. You know, you want to show your music off to people, so the more the merrier.
This is the new tour. You're starting it off here in Los Angeles. I noticed this date has, it's pretty meaty, man. You got a good little schedule going on there.
Yeah, we're almost a month. We're going to go clockwise again, and we end up in Tucson, and then we fly home after that. But we're heading up to like Oakland tomorrow, Portland, Vancouver, Seattle, Minneapolis. I can't remember all the rest of them, but we head into Canada after that as well. We obviously do. I mentioned Vancouver, but we do Montreal and Toronto, Maryland Death Fest again, and we got a couple of other cool shows. You know, another festival. We got lots of different places.
You got a couple of festivals on this tour as well, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we've got a festival down in Colorado. We've got Maryland Death Fest. It's our second time at Maryland Death Fest. Everyone knows about that festival. You know, it's a cool festival to play.
Do you feel more comfortable playing the second time around now that you're familiar with, you know, the surroundings and, you know, all that?
Yeah, do you mean the festival or do you mean in general?
In general.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like, we were just walking around earlier on because we had a little bit of time to kill. And it just felt like home. Just walking around the streets like without a care in the world. But this town's a little bit surreal to me. It seems like it's very, very, like, clean, you know? Like, walking down the streets, you don't... Like, it seemed like very nice.
Pleasant.
And we probably won't have the same experience in some of the other places, I'm sure, but it was lovely. We went into Capital One's own coffee shop.
Oh.
And it's like a mixture between a bank and a coffee shop. And
it's got to be interesting.
Yeah, it was cool. And you go to the toilet, and it's like just two doors up from their office. And I was just wondering, like, this is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. It's good.
Let's get into it. Last year you were here. You were touring. I'm going to butcher this. Help me out here. Revengeance.
Yes.
Okay. New material. You working on new material?
We will be soon. Not really started it yet because we always planned on getting started once this tour was out the way. But we've got an album that we're hoping to put out early next year with Napalm Records in Austria. They're our current record label. We've got one more record to go with them, and then we can have a chat to them about what we do beyond that. But yeah, we're excited to get starting again, starting writing. Riffs are starting to happen now in sound checks and stuff like that, which is normally the first sign. And yeah, we're just excited to get this tour done, and then we can get back and arrange some more studio time. But we've been saying that now for 3 months. So, but we definitely will get started, you know, by the end of June, maybe July. We hope to have a song or two written, and then we can take it from there.
Is writing new Conan material, the creative process, is that something that... Let me say this let me think this clear here. One of the things that I've always appreciated about Conan is even though every album has its own signature, it still retains the true DNA of what Conan is.
Yep.
One of the things that I've admired about bands like yourselves is that you do not become repetitious. Mm-hmm. For instance, there are a lot of bands that for whatever reason become inspired or they stick to a certain sound or what their DNA is, and then they don't stray from that. They stay sort of pretty much pigeonholed. They stay in a corner. They stay in a box. And it becomes repetitious. It becomes boring. That's not the case with Conan. How do you keep that creative process going, and especially now that you're at the fledgling stage of writing new material?
I think it's not really... Don't commit to any particular song or passage of music until it sounds right. I think maybe a lot of bands maybe find it too easy and then record stuff that maybe hasn't been filtered properly.
Right.
I mean, even, you know, some of the bands that I'm really into, you know, you'll hear stuff that sounds like stuff they've already done, and we're quite a simple sounding band.
Nothing wrong with it.
Oh no, of course, but we do try and mix things up. And we'll go as far as, if we're writing a song and it sounds a bit like a riff from another album, we'll deliberately change it, because actually, it sounding new is more important than it sounding good in a way. Like you come up with a cool riff and it might sound amazing, but if it sounds a bit like something we've already got, then it automatically doesn't make it. And I think that's actually quite important. It makes the songwriting process slightly longer because you waste a lot of material. But I think in the end you end up with stuff that sounds new and doesn't sound like stuff that you've already done.
One of the things that I've always envisioned with Conan is that in the past I would always compare you, and I say this respectfully, you reminded me a lot of Cream. What I mean by that is it's just the real rawness, the real live vibe. I picture you like a live band. Is that how a lot of your material comes, just by jamming out in a room?
Yes, Revengeance did definitely. And the other albums did probably more so. Revengeance was written in a slightly different way because we'd get together for 2 or 3 days and write a song or two, and then we wouldn't see each other then for a few weeks or a month or two.
Let it marinate, huh?
Yeah, and then you come back and work at it again. But prior to that, like all the other albums, we practiced in a different place. And the people who were in the band then we all lived close together. So we practiced once a week at the same spot. And because of that, the songs came together more slowly, because we go to practice and have a cup of tea and then pack away and go home sometimes. Whereas with Revengeance, we were a lot more productive. But yeah, it definitely works better if we're jamming it in the room and we can just play along and all of a sudden the song takes shape. I don't think it works too well if it's just me on my own coming up with riffs. I mean, every now and again that works, but I usually prefer jamming with the guys. It feels better that way. The songs sound more lived in if you've all written them together.